Getting funded into graduate school can be very frustrating, especially when you've tried everything and you still don't know what to do. Come with me right into this video as I take you through the smart steps I used to get a fully funded PhD offer at my first attempt.
Time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind. All I think about, and I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop.
In this video, I'll be taking you through 5 steps on how I got my fully funded PhD offer at my first attempt. Now, the first thing you want to do is to start to prepare. So for me, scholarships has always been something that I wanted and I'd been trying to work towards. Okay, I'd always wanted to do a graduate degree on a scholarship, and yeah, but for a long time it didn't work. But what I realized is some of the things I'm about to share in this video. Okay, so the first thing is to prepare. And when I mean prepare, I do not mean just stumbling on a scholarship application 2 weeks before the deadline or even a month before the deadline and rushing to apply. Trust me, by then a lot of decisions are being made. Now, what I realized while through my journey of applying for scholarships is that you should give yourself about a year thereabouts to find out about the scholarships, to gather resources and to start to apply for them. So you already know about a scholarship. Give yourself that period of a year or about 6 months in the list to apply for the scholarship. Now, you should also keep in mind the worth of the scholarship. The worth of the scholarship will make you determine how much of your time is worth putting into it, and that's the advice I always tell people. Okay, so if you're looking to get a graduate assistantship that would pay your tuition and also pay you every month. I would explain the details of this in another video. You know that this is something you want to give your all into, because I mean, going to graduate school and not having to pay any fees and even being paid is a lot to work towards. So when I mean prepare a year ahead. Get all the information. That's going to be my next step. Okay, so get all the information that you need, that is necessary about the scholarship. The information involves, like I said earlier, the worth of the scholarship, what it entails. Is it a tuition waiver only? Is it going to give you a tuition waiver and also pay you, or also pay your relocation as well as your flights? Scholarships that cover everything like that, it's always a worth it giving everything into. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to find out, you want to prepare by reading everything you know about the scholarship. Okay, finding out about them and getting every information you can about it. And that's going to lead me to my second point: resources. Okay, I'm trying to look at my notes here. um Resources in terms of people. I always say that the best resources ever you can get is people. So how do you get yourself resources in terms of people? There are always people that have gotten a particular scholarship that you're looking towards getting, or people that are in the department that offers fully funded or scholarships that you're looking for, or people that are in a particular research team. There are always students there already. Okay, and this is why the internet is free for everyone. Okay, you can go on the internet, look for these people. And looking for them, I don't mean like stalking them or spam liking. Okay, if you're the kind of person that doesn't really like to bother people, what you can do is, follow them, follow their activities. There are a lot of students that do YouTube videos now. You can follow their activities, look at their experiences, read their stories of how they got their scholarships, what they did, and all that. And if you can take it a step further, you can reach out to them. Some of them can be, can have the time to take you through the processes one on one. But if you can't, trust me, this is what I did. There were a lot of students. When I was looking for scholarships, I went on LinkedIn, I went on different places. Twitter, I was following these people, I was reading their posts, I was watching their videos, looking at the things that they did, even their department, like their day-to-day life, everything. Well, you can call it stalking, but of course I wasn't spam liking and all that, but I knew what I was looking for. Okay, so I was following them, I was reading their posts, following every of their activities, and this was giving me an idea of what I should expect or what to put into my applications, or how to even prepare myself generally. So, like I said, resources in terms of people, very, very important. You don't just blindly apply to a scholarship. Look for people that already have that scholarship, or people that have attempted it. You would always find, ask them questions, look at the things they are doing, how they prepared. You can also look at their qualifications. That's a very important one as well. Look at their qualifications. What degrees do they have? What maybe certifications they did, or what skills they have. Things like that. It helps you to also be able to weigh if you will be a qualified candidate for this scholarship. Or if you look at their qualifications and you see that it doesn't match up with yours, it's not enough reason to to just back off or think that you're not able to get it. I'll advise that you still go ahead, maybe ask them questions, tell them what you have, and if they can um um you know respond to you and tell you what you should do and all that. So this space of a year gives you enough time to prepare for all of this. Like I said earlier, resources in people, okay? Resources in people. And another resource you want to start getting ready is your documents. Once you graduate from school, for people that are still in universities right now, once you graduate, the first thing you want to do is to get your unofficial transcripts. That's the first thing. Your school might issue you certificate later, depending on where you school and what part of the world. But the first thing you want to do, okay, is to get your unofficial transcript. That's the first thing. Get your unofficial transcript. I mean, it even gives you an idea of your performance throughout school. So aside your unofficial transcripts, also get your passport. It's very important. You don't want to apply and then when it's time to, maybe if you're an international student, it's time to apply for a visa, you have to run around because your passport is expired or something. You want to get your passport, so get those documents ready. So once you've gotten your documents ready, so I've mentioned to prepare, and I said I advise you start to prepare a year ahead. Okay, and especially if you're applying for a PhD, you cannot just start your application like maybe a month or 2 weeks before, because for many PhD applications you need to find an advisor, right? So, and that is the reason why I said give yourself a year. If you can even do more than a year, like maybe a year and a half, because if you try the first time you fail, you learn better to on how to prepare a better application, right? So if you're applying for a PhD, you can't apply a month before the deadline. You have to get an advisor to take you into their research team, or to recruit you into a project they're doing, or however it is. So you have to give that time to get an advisor. But if you're not applying for a PhD, you also want to prepare ahead, okay, to get all the information you need. The second thing I talked about was resources. Resources in terms of people, get people you can talk to and that can, answer your questions. And you want to give these people time as well. You don't want to rush them because many of them are also students. So get people, apart from getting people, get your documents. Once you graduate from school, get your unofficial transcript, okay? Get your unofficial transcript once you graduate from school, and also get your passport as early as possible. So that leads me to the next point. The next point is apply early. Guys, let me tell you, applying early, this is like the most important of everything. Now you're not just applying for admissions, right? You're applying, you are hoping to get a scholarship, to get funded, and there are a lot of things that go into getting funded. There's a lot of resources that are going to be given to you. So you don't expect that you're going to submit an application on the deadline and you would probably gets a funding or something. Well, it may have worked for some people depending on if the scholarship is not competitive, right? But if you want to give yourself a very, very competitive edge, guys, you cannot submit your application on the deadline. Trust me, this is coming from me. And you can um verify and ask other people that have gotten scholarships. You cannot submit on the deadline of the of this scholarship to get and hope that you're going to get funded. I would also advise, okay, that you try to submit as early as possible. If you can submit a month before or even more, but in the least, make sure that you don't submit anything later than 3 weeks to the deadline of the application. Like in my own case, I think the application was supposed to, the deadline was, I think, March of the next year. I think I submitted by December or first week of January. And by the time I got my admission, I think the deadline was not even, it was like before the deadline. So that's to tell you that they review applications as they come in, right? They are not going to wait for you to, for all applications to come on the deadline before they begin to make decisions. So that's a very important point that you want to take. So if that is something you've not been doing before, is what you want to start doing differently now. Do not wait for the deadline to submit your applications. And it also gives you time to, to be able to go over your applications over and over again. And the next step I want to talk about is a very strategic application. Okay, so when you're putting your application together, you want to make sure that you've, of course, you've done enough research and information about the school you're going into, the program you're going into, or the research you're going to be um undertaking, or the project you're going to be undertaking. And this helps you to put together a very quality statement of purpose. Okay, it helps you to put something together that shows that you know what you're going into and you know what this department entails. And the other steps I've mentioned earlier will help you to, to do this effectively, right? If you've spoken to students in the department, or if you've researched about that scholarship very well, researched about the school, it will help you to put together a very good statement of purpose, right? So that's a very important thing to do. And a strategic application also means that you've given yourself enough time to, to probably share your statement of purpose with students in the department. If you've connected with them and they are willing to review for you, it gives you that time. It also gives them that time to, to review and to give you feedback that is valuable, that can help you improve or work on your statement of purpose. So that gives you that time. And another thing is also a very clean and neat CV. Okay, you're not just going to dump a CV that you have used to apply for a marketing job, or a CV you've used to apply as whatever it is you applied. You're not going to just take that CV and just, use the same CV for your grad school application. You want to make sure that you've tidied your CV. Okay, if there is a particular format, you want to make sure that you found out about this format, and you've arranged your CV in the same format. It's Everything is tidy, everything is clean, and and it's ready for submission. And yes, you also want to make sure that your application has, correct information. You don't want to put in information that is inaccurate and all that. You want to make sure that you've done all this. You want to make sure that your transcript is also clean. It doesn't have any watermarks and all that. So you want to make sure that you've done all this and you've put this together. I will go into details in or about every of these documents and every of these steps in my subsequent videos about, about reaching out to advisors, for example, about how to search for schools, how to search for funding, and and how to connect with students in your prospective program. I would go through this in my subsequent videos as well. So the last step, the last and the most important step, is to go about your life. Now, this is a very, very important step, because waiting for decisions can be frustrating. You don't just want to refresh your mail every time and every second. Yes, you should also always check your mail, but you can put yourself into under undue mental stress when you know, when you're just waiting every day for decision. And this um step, if you've applied very early, trust me, you're going to, what did they say about the early bird, right? Early bird or something, you remember. If you've applied early, trust me, you're going to get a very early decision. Okay, I was telling you that by the time I started the year, I think 2021, I was sure to an extent that I was going to start a PhD because I'd applied at the end of the previous year, and like by the beginning of the year, I already had a decision by the beginning of the year, and this even helps you, to plan out the rest of your year is going to, work out and all that, and yeah, so go about your life. Okay, if you've applied early, it helps you to get an early decision, and that can help you to plan for the rest of the things you want to do. Okay, and while you're also going about your life, you can, also follow other things that is going on in the program or the scholarship. I know that a lot of times that these programs organize online webinars, online sessions. There are also times that research teams have, conferences or papers that they published. You can also follow up on all of these things, right? And even doing these things, it helps you to be able to put together a very good application as well. Another thing it helps you to do is it helps you to, to put yourself in that place in your mind. You know what your futuristic plan is going to be like. You know what you're going to be doing, or you have an idea of what you're going to be doing if you're in a research team, or if you attend a conference with them and all that. So all of this helps you, gives you an idea. It helps you, it puts you in the proper state of mind. So just make sure you go about your life, follow up as you can. Don't put yourself under any pressure, and and just yeah, and just wait and relax. So that is it. And if you watch this video to the end, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to be in my subsequent videos, I'm going to be breaking down some of the things I've mentioned in this video, like how to find potential advisors, how to search for schools with fully funded offers, how to search for programs with grant assistantships, and how to find research teams. Okay, and so if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, you subscribe, okay, and make sure you leave a comment for me, and to ask any questions you can also send me an email. You find my email down in the description. Okay, yeah, so I'll be looking forward to doing another insightful video by next time, very soon, hopefully. And thank you for coming with me on this video. Like I said, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can bring you more insightful videos. See you next time. Bye.